Yanez, thank you so much for being here. How are you? Let's fluff up the hair a little bit. Dylan, welcome. How are you? Thank you for being here. Juan, hi. Yex, hello. How are you? Juan, thank you for the taps. Marie, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Hair's on point. Thank you, Dylan. I feel like it's a bit of a disaster today, but I appreciate it. How are you? How's your night been? Where are you from? California, Juan. Where are you from? Ethan, hi. Sylvia, welcome. Jess, hello. Smile is even better. Thank you. Venezuela, shout out to Venezuela. Hello, Cody. User 72, hi. Please switch places with my rose toy. JC, don't be using those things. Ladies, if you have a rose toy, throw it away. Joey, welcome. Charlene, hi. Nikki, welcome. It's not good for you. Val, welcome. Thank you for being here. Need to know, hello. V, welcome. Jody only, hi. Mandy, hello. Lola, thank you so much for being here. Haley, thanks for being here. That's crazy. Katie, thank you for the follow. How's everybody's night been? What y'all been up to? Snow White, hello. Ant and Tammy, thank you for being here. Missy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. You're bored, Dylan? You're just chilling? Rachel, hi. Juan, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Sorry. Mute my phone. Yeah, Esteban. Do I like Ozzy? Ozzy Osbourne has some good songs. R.I.P. Dylan, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Fabulous makeup, welcome. Susan, hi. Mike, welcome. I'm running through the original Star Trek while painting. I've never seen Star Trek in my entire life, but shout out to Star Trek. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Pillar, thanks for being here. How are you? Thank you for all those roses. Do I speak Spanish? No. You don't. The Saint, welcome. 9 roses, I appreciate it so much, Ray. DNA, welcome. You went on the date? How was the date, Mel? How did it go? Sophia, welcome. Did you take my advice or else, Mel? And how did it go? Hi, Lauren. Did you take my advice for your date? Brittany, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. How are you? You did take my advice. And how did it go? Thank you so much for clicking my little heart person. Snow, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Nessa, welcome. User 35. He liked me. He called me right when I got home. There you go. This is why we listen to Super Ken. This is why we follow Super Ken. This is why we click the follow button if we're new. This is why we hang out in the Loveship every time Super Ken's live. Because he knows what he's talking about, Mel. Congratulations on your new husband. Rachel, thank you for being here. I expect a wedding invite. Will I come to the wedding? No, but I still expect an invite. Where are you from? Elizabeth? I'm from Ohio, but I live in California. Where are you from? Pillar, thank you for the follow. Misty, hi. Cara, welcome. Oh, I will. Damn right. Hello, Kimberly. Lenita, welcome. Love a successful love story. Love to see it. Hello, Jade. Trisha, hi. How are you, Karina? Moni, welcome. Apple, hi. Thank you for the taps. How's everybody else's love life? Mel over here, getting a second date. He wants to go to the Indians game next week. Look at that. Amy, hi. Donna, hello. KB, thanks for being here. Guess what? What, Noah? Hi, Diana. 78 people in here. Thanks for hanging out. 84. Click that follow button if you're new. Drop some corgis. Make those corgis shake their ass. I'll follow you back. Louise, thank you for the rose. Valerie, hi. I'll follow back every single person that drops a corgi. You're about to sleep again, Noah? I came on a little earlier today just for you, Noah. He kissed me too, if that means anything. Mel, careful. You're gonna end up pregnant. Virgo, thank you for the rose. I appreciate you so much. Mayito, thank you for the follow. Hope you had a great day. I did have a great day. I played Donkey Kong like a dork. Lisa? Yes. Thanks, Superman. You're welcome. Hi, raining morning. Shout out watching from Philippines. Well, shout out to the Philippines. Ashley, thanks for being here. Ma P, thank you for the follow. Nicole, hi. TJ, welcome. Well, I'm glad your date went well, Mel. That's wild. Let's talk about dates. Let's talk about them, Sonia. That was crazy. Howdy from Iowa. Gems from Iowa. How are you? Jacqueline, hello. Yeah, I played Donkey Kong today. Donkey Kong Bonanza, the new one. Are we talking about... we talk about love and stuff in here. Where are you from, sir? I'm in California. Ashley, where are you at? Tani, hello. You have so many histories? Well, I'd love to hear about them. Tell me about your dates, girl. He paid, but I kept offering to pay. Is that bad? No. Here's the thing. The guy should always pay for the first date. Mel. Honestly, the guy should pay for all the dates until you're official. When you're official, if you want to take it every once in a while, who cares? But we love that you offered. At least offer. Offering is good, but he should turn your offer down. Never let a girl pay for a first date. Amy, thank you so much for clicking the little heart person. Never let a girl pay for half of a first date. From Colombia? Well, thanks for being here, Sonia. Must be nice weather. You're handsome? Well, thank you, Glads. What character you pick for Mario Kart? I'm gonna be real. This might be disappointing to a lot of people. I've only ever played the original Mario Kart, and I pick Donkey Kong always. No matter what, Donkey Kong. Mario Party, Donkey Kong. Mario Kart, Donkey Kong. Super Smash Brothers, Donkey Kong. I'm a Donkey Kong man. Mario Golf, Donkey Kong. Summer evening, how are you? Hi, real quick. Can't stay long. I have to bake. What are you baking, Amy? Thanks for my little heart person, Amy. I appreciate it. Yes, guys should pay for the first date. Facts. Alex, hello. Hi, Summer. Marty, thank you for the follow. Greetings from Paraguay. Thanks for being here. Thanks for clicking my little heart. You have nice hair. Thank you, Glads. Goranima, thank you for the follow. Spanish, no. It's been a while. Hope you're well. Well, Dave, thanks for being here. How are you? You're nervous for your date? Well, I'm glad it went well. Matt, thank you so much for the dinosaur sipping some coconuts on a raft. I appreciate it. Hello from Ecuador, Christina. Hi. Let's look that up. Always say no. Pay. Blah blah blah. Yeah. Always say no. The guy should always turn down your offer to pay for a first date. But we love that you offered. You know, I appreciate when a girl offers. The answer is no. You can't pay. But I appreciate you trying. It was funny playing Mario Kart with my friends. Matt, thanks for the little heart person. Always beautiful. Stallion, thank you. How are you? Michelle, thank you for the follow. Cupcakes, my birthday is Thursday. Well, happy early birthday, Amy, if I don't tell you later. You're baking your own birthday cupcakes? That sounds illegal. I would even expect Wario. You would expect me to play as Wario? Who the fuck plays as Wario? Who chooses Wario? Like, here's the thing. Waluigi, it's a meme. I get it. But Wario? No one's Wario. I'm from the Philippines. Arrived from UAE from Dubai. Well, shout out to the Philippines. Hi, Venus. Lay, hello. Mary, welcome. Hi, handsome. Hello, Michelle. From Nicaragua. Well, thanks for being here, Mary. Do you wear wigs? Yes. I'm taking them to work. You could have one, but you wait in the car. I would come steal a birthday cupcake from you. From Venezuela. Well, thanks for being here, Dumar. Yogi Gang, Haley, hello. How are you? You've never met anyone that plays this Donkey Kong? That's blasphemy. What do you mean? What do you mean you've never met anybody that chooses Donkey Kong for Mario games? Terrible friends. Have I worn a wig before? No. Like, have I thrown a wig on my head to be goofy? Sure. Have I just worn a wig in general? Mm-mm. Like outside of like maybe a girl has one in her room and I throw it on my head real fast to be a dork? No. Koreans from Guatemala City. Well, thanks for being here, Michelle. Panama. Leon from Panama. Hello. So I haven't been touched in 2 years. What should I do? Start touching, Siberia. Start finding someone you like to touch you. I'm from Jamaica. Hello. Why would you cover up your nice hair? Maybe this is a wig. When will you wear wigs? Gigi? I would wear a wig for like Halloween. That's an option. If it called for it. Hi, hello. How are you? Tatiana, hola. Thanks for being here. Hello, staff. Geneva, welcome. A metallic brown wig? I don't think so. You're only into straight-ish guys, though? What does straight-ish mean? Siberia. A pink bob wig? I would wear a pink bob wig if I was that one girl from what fucking show is it? Why can't I think of the song now? Who's the girl with the pink hair from Disney Channel? Why can't I think of her? She sings the Cupcake song. Who's the girl with the pink hair that sings the Cupcake song? If I were gonna be her for Halloween, yeah, I'd wear a pink bob wig. Straight, but stuff happens. I mean, Siberia. That's probably hard to find. But I hope you found your straight guy, but stuff happens. Okay, thank you for being here. User 65, hi. Manders H, thank you so much for being here. Princess Cupca, how are you? Josh, welcome. Kelly, thank you for being here. Hi, Jose. Sarah, hello. Like, the only way to get touched is to flirt with people you want to touch until they want to touch you back. Gabriella from Brazil, thanks for being here. How are you? Alani's, hi. Diane, welcome. Kinsey, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the taps. I appreciate it so much. How are you? I'm better today than I was yesterday. Alani's. I'll say that much. I feel better today. Hello, Fran. Sasha, welcome. Thank you for the taps. How are you? Alani's. How are you doing? Anna, welcome. Katie, thank you so much for being here. Oi. Katie, are you British? Coming here with an oi. How are you, mate? Oh, no, that's Australian. Crikey. No, that's also Australian. Brazil? They say oi in Brazil? Oi is Portuguese? So since you don't drink coffee, what do you drink? Like if you need to pick me up. Your boy stays on that energy drink life. Princess, hello. Christy, welcome. Lahana, hi. Clavelli, hello. How are you? Jane, welcome. Yeah, I'm an energy drink boy. Was it bad to have a drink on a first date? No. Mel, you can have as many drinks as you want if you're over 21. Jane, hello. You're an adult. Camilo, how are you? Or Cami Lopez. I'm good, a little tired of the gym, but good. Okay, I know I just didn't want that as a turnoff, not Mel. Mel, it sounds like he likes you. Sophia, hi. Ashi Pants, welcome. The only time drinking could be a turnoff if you turn into a raging asshole when you're drunk. And some people do. I have this theory that alcohol shows the real you. So if you drink and you're all goofy and lovey, that's who you are. But if you drink and you're an asshole, that's also who you are. You just gotta be yourself. If that's you, it's perfect. You only had one. Hello, beautiful. Thank you so much for being here. Terry, hi. Like when people use alcohol as the excuse for their behavior, I don't think so. I think it just took away your ability to pretend. Glossia, thank you for being here. Dr. Razan, thank you for the follow. When I drink, I get chatty and way funnier than usual. I probably annoy people. I mean, I wonder. I need it more to be more outgoing. I feel you, Mel. I'm also a little introverted. I need a little spicy water sometimes too to be more open. Hello, son. But I always wonder because Amy, I feel the same. I feel like I get 10 times funnier when I'm a little tipsy. But maybe not. Maybe I just get 10 times more annoying. Where are you from? California? Can you imagine me being more chatty? No, I can't. User 62, hello. I probably annoy people too. Bay Lyrics, hello. Tammy, thanks for being here. Thank you for the taps, everybody. Appreciate it so much. Alexandra, hello. Matrix God, thank you for being here. Airy, hello. Batman's mama. Anna, hello. How are you? Hello, Steph. Beeman, NC, and Menace, how are you? Ashley Joy, welcome. He didn't drink, so I'm like, I hope it didn't bother you. Yeah, looking for love? I'll help you find it. But he said it didn't. I feel, I don't like drinking much, so sometimes I'll drink if the other person drinks because I don't want them to feel weird about it, but I love when they don't care, you know? Because I don't care. If you want to get a drink, go for it. But I like not feeling weird that I don't want to drink. You know, like drink whatever you want. But I'm gonna stick with water. I just like water at restaurants. TBH. Your eyes are very pretty. Well, thank you. But sometimes I'll go a little something else. I don't prefer it though. I prefer water. I thought the name Ken was for Barbie. You really look like a Ken. Well, thank you. That's my real name, Olivia. Thanks for being here. Mimi, welcome. Like if they have a cool sounding drink or a cool looking drink, I'll get one. Don, thanks for being here. But I'm a water dude. Ken is short for Kenjamin. No, it's not. Ken, there's no long version of Ken. It's just Ken. He's on my vacation next week and wants us to do a lot. I'm glad things are going well for you, Mel. Hello, Tyler. Looks so good. I think my advice worked a little too well, and now he's in love with you. And Chris, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the taps, everybody. He looks better. Oh, me. Hillary, thank you for being here. Alondra, hi. Beth, hello. Thank you for the likes, everybody. I appreciate it so much. Hello, Mira. But I should get attached though. You know, always. Oh, you say you shouldn't get attached, but you always do. Focus on other things, Mel. If you have an issue getting attached a little too hard, Sammy, thank you so much for the roses. Make sure you're doing other things in life than focusing on that boy. Focus on hobbies or building your career. Something else. You always need something. Gym, perhaps knitting, work. Exactly. Okay. Focus on Ken going live. Exactly. If you have an anxious attachment style, you need something else to put your mind on. Thank you for that. You're welcome. Of course. Hello, Kay. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it so much. Adela, hello. How are you? Yes, I'll focus on your live. Thank you. Pedro, thank you for being here. Chad, hello. Rachel, welcome. Austin, how are you? Jody, hello. Cindy, welcome. Hello, Scarlett. He is so handsome for being single. Handsome, thank you. Albert, NY. Senza, hello. Hannah, thank you for being here. How are you? Hello, Cactus. Albert, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it so much. How are you? I'm better than yesterday. How are you? Can we talk? Of course we can talk. If you want to talk one-on-one, link in the bio. Book a phone call, book a FaceTime. Amanda, hello. I'm glad you're doing well, Silva. Where are you from? I'm in California currently. Fernando, hello. Ashley Nicole 943, how are you? Thank you for being here. Hello, Nicole. You're from Brazil? So many South Americans in there. Hello, Emma. It used to be the Philippines. TikTok used to just love showing me to the Philippines. Now they love showing me to South America. Thank you for your advice. I may need more. Well, that's what I'm here for, Mel. If you ever need advice, come to the Loveship. If you ever need one-on-one advice, book a phone call. Book a FaceTime. Link is in the bio. It's a pleasure to know you. I'm from Nicaragua. Well, thanks for being here. How are you? Do you have a Costco membership? I don't have a Costco membership, Leo. Do you have a Costco membership that I can borrow? I sent you a message here on TikTok. When you can take a look, I sure will. Hello, Ash. Thank you for the taps, everybody. Are you trying to give me your Costco login? User 31, hello. Caesar, hi. Amanda, thank you for being here. In fact, if anybody has logins for any streaming services, send them in the DMs. Bear, thank you for the follow. Samantha, hi. I remember D-bread. What is D-bread? Mason, thanks for being here. How are you? Super Ken, Mason, how are you? Thank you for being here. So right now I'm dealing with a fallout. It's tough. Thank you so much for the cowboy hat, Albert. Not talking to each other, I feel you. It is tough not talking to someone you love. Thank you for the little heart, Person Mason. But he's still liking my social media. Who broke up with who? Who called it off? I'm assuming they called it off. Marquis, hello. And they're liking your socials. It's not easy to find love. It is very hard to find love. I'll see him. It's very hard to find love. It's easy to keep it, but people make it so hard. People make keeping love so much harder than it needs to be. We get too selfish, too in our ego, too about us, that we lose good people all the time. And it's the most frustrating truth about humans is they don't know how to keep a good thing. They don't know how to just be respectful to each other and considerate of each other and love each other. From Spain, well, thanks for being here. Do you believe in love at first sight? Yeah, I think it can happen. It's hard the more you realize your self-worth, the easier it is when they choose themselves. Yeah, but it fucking sucks. It sucks how often people choose themselves. People are selfish and what makes them happy exactly. Bars, Ossium. I don't know what to do and when to ask to meet and talk. How long have you guys not been talking to each other? And who broke up with who? Who called it off? TMI, I only slept with one person, so that's why I want real. I mean, Mel, shout out to your high standards. Shout out to keeping that for the right one. Yeah, it does. There are, and people with hearts and empathy always hurt the most. They do, because unfortunately, when you have an anxious attachment style, which is people with a lot of empathy usually have, like the deeper your empathy, the more likely you are to have an anxious attachment style. So people with an anxious attachment style, they get hurt the most because they don't have enough empathy for themselves to leave when the first sign that, oh, the person I'm with doesn't love me. The person I'm with is very self-centered. The person that I'm with doesn't care to meet my needs. So they stick around. And then it's death by 1,000 cuts. So we have to really work on an abundance mindset of like, oh, this person won't love me. Well, my person will. And you're clearly not my person because you don't love me and you're not willing to love me. You're not willing to meet my needs. So next, see you later. If we can master the next see you later when people don't want to meet our needs, we'll get hurt less. But it still sucks. It still sucks to have to walk away from someone you really like, someone you really love, because they're just too self-absorbed to ever want to consider anybody but themselves. The more time I spend single, the more I don't want to date anyone. Early this month, so he cut it off early this month. We saw each other at the gym last week, and he acknowledged me, said hello to each other. You should be a therapist. Here's the thing about being a therapist. Therapists legally aren't allowed to talk that shit like I am. If I were a therapist, I would lose my license the moment I went live the next time. Like, therapists have a code to live by that I don't live by. From Panama, hello. I like talking my shit. Licensed therapists cannot talk their shit the way I do. They're not allowed. You know what? I let my health, my skills of yard work, and my dogs and chickens. It's nice and relaxing. Hello, Lexi. How are you? It's been so long. JV, hello. How are you? Nerd Cody, welcome. Hi, Sarah. And also, there's so much when it comes to psychology that I'm not interested in. I should become a life coach. I don't know if I should be coaching your life. But I can be a bullshit detector coach. How about that? Yes, I'm going to therapy. So you guys haven't really interacted in a week, and they're liking your stuff. Do you know your partner's attachment style, Mouse? Because that'll be super helpful. They called it off in the beginning of the month. It's like the 20th now, or something like that. The 22nd. You haven't seen each other in a week, so let's call that the cutoff. Really. So you've been no contact for a week now, and they're liking your stuff. So they're trying to bait you in. They're trying to bait you to leave them a little text. I'm home in the States for a few weeks. I'm going to NOLA tomorrow to go see a boy. What is NOLA? The drama and feels. I call that gold. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know English. Tell me in Spanish. Maciel. I don't know Spanish. We have our own personal therapist. I like the well, thank you. Since July 4th weekend. Should you stay with someone who says they love you, but don't show it, or at least not well? Sarah, you should leave if you've expressed your needs in a constructive, loving way using I statements and not attacking statements. And they still don't care, yes, leave. Give them the ultimatum. If you've done your best to use I statements so they don't feel attacked and shut down, I statements are I feel blank. Own your feelings and don't try to shame them for their actions. Because the thing about feelings is we can feel a very negative emotion for something seemingly innocent. And you're okay to have those feelings, and they're okay to do those things. And it's also okay for you to express your feelings around those things and how they hurt you. That's why it's important to use I statements and not attacking statements. So use I statements about your needs that aren't being met. And if they still don't care, give them the ultimatum. Carlos, how are you? New Orleans, got you. For a boy? For a voodoo boy? Well, I hope your trip goes well. Yes, the fuck they are. That's bait and hook. Let it go. Jessica, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. You don't know his attachment style? Is he a good communicator or a pretty bad communicator? Is he hot and cold, mostly cold, or super clingy, texts a lot, very loving? What would you describe your partner as? Would it be clingy, hot and cold, or struggles with intimacy? Conflict resolution. You can teach me Spanish. Sounds nice. My name, as you say, you teach me English, and I can teach you Spanish. I'll teach you English. This is the goodest place to learn English on all of TikTok. I went in today, going in as a friend. He then said he likes how I was myself and outgoing. Sounds like someone gave you great advice before your date, Mel. Thanks to you. Oh, well, you're welcome. I don't need a relationship. Country girls make do. Country girls do make do. Shout out to country girls. You can teach me Spanish. Well, thank you, Albert. I'm obsessed with him in a healthy way. I've never had a friend in someone first. Alexi, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy you found someone worth being obsessed over. Hi from Massachusetts. Jasmine from Massachusetts. How are you? Communication is pretty close, except when it comes to conflict. We talk every day. So he's a good communicator. Hello there. Hello, Savage. He says he loves me and shows it one day, but is mad the next. So confused and just ongoing. I mean, it's giving fearful avoidant. It's giving possible borderline personality disorder. I would have to know more. Sarah, give me examples of how he's not meeting your needs. Let's start there. The Robert Morin, how are you? Yes, can be hot then cold if there's something bothering him. So he can be very affectionate, but if something's going on, he needs space. I mean, that seems pretty fair. Any red flags? Because right now it's like, oh, he seems pretty secure in himself. It doesn't seem terrible. So what are some red flag behavior when it comes to relationships, Mouse? So we can help you figure out their attachment style. Roxy, thank you for the follow. Tina, hello. So my partner, he is the only one I've never been clingy to, and I'm comfy. It's interesting. It's fair when he's upset. He doesn't like being touched. When he's upset, he doesn't like being touched or affectionate. I mean, that's pretty fair. That's pretty fair. When you're upset, you want some space. That's not a red flag at all. Red flags can be different for each person. They sure can. But we tend to, when we have an insecure attachment, we tend to be attracted to our opposites a lot. So you telling me red flags you see in your partner is going to tell me a lot about you, which is also in turn going to tell me a lot about them. The TikTok streets are close by. How are you? For the taps. Every time I fight with my boyfriend, he follows girls and all of his exes. What are you guys fighting about? Well, the issue that he has, he won't communicate when he's not in the affectionate mood. How about how he treats you? So I'm not really getting anything from his behavior when he's upset. We all handle grief or stress in different ways. I think it's a very fair thing for some people to need space when they're upset. I wouldn't peg that as an avoidant or an anxious person, because I could see both attachment styles being upset and just needing a moment to themselves. That's fair. That's fine. It's kind of a green flag that he could be possibly self-regulating. How does he treat you affection wise? No complaints. I know her from another live stream. Oh, I'm retiring. I don't know what he says. And he will either raise his voice or, once he slapped my hand when I tried to pat him on the back. A little diva. I'm not sure what I want. Part of me knows I could be with my partner because the old me wouldn't be. Part of me knows I can't be with my partner because the old me wouldn't be. Go on, Olivia. Explain. Hola, hello. Silent treatment is a red flag when there's an argument instead of talking about it. Silent treatment is a red flag. For sure, Julian. Silent treatment is no good. I never thought that I would think twice before leaving him. Well, what's going on, Olivia? Olivia, thank you for the follow. It's true, unless you saw my story. Outro, thank you for the follow. And we're back. How are you, Maddie? If someone says they're too broken to try again, but would love you forever, ever come back around? If someone says they're too broken to try again, but will love you forever, would they ever come back around? It's not impossible. So I'm assuming you're in this relationship. It's got to a point that it was broken beyond repair, and they say to you, "I'll love you. I'm too broken to try again, but I'll love you forever." With a little bit of time, some distance, like that's one of those things where no contact isn't the move. Not saying to talk to each other, but it's like that's like a you don't reach out for months or years kind of thing. Not like you don't reach out for 30 days. That's like a months or years. I'm interested what happened, why they're so broken that they don't want to continue trying with you. But it's not impossible, but it is very possible with distance that depending on what you did to hurt them, with distance they'll be very indifferent around you. They'll heal and not accept whatever it was you did ever again. Like, for me personally, there's not a single ex that could come back, because I'm such a fighter. I will fight for my relationship until the bitter end, but when there's no more fighting and I heal, it's game over. Once I heal, there's no chance of getting me back. No chance of getting me back. He recently cheated on you. I mean, yeah, get out of there, girl. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Someone cheating on you and you give them permission to come back, it's just giving them permission to cheat again. It just shows them that you'll tolerate it. He definitely projected at times, and he admitted projecting anger and apologized. I mean, Mouse, he seems pretty healthy. Your ex might have a secure attachment. Nothing's really screaming red flag that you're telling me. So, you guys called it off. You guys saw each other a week ago. Now he's liking your social media posts. I would give it another week. If he's a secure attachment, you should be able to reach out by the end of the week. A full 14 days. I'm sure you're counting. Day 14, you could reach out with a little vague question about something. It doesn't have to be this high stakes, high pressure. Meet up with me so we can talk. Just ask him a regular question. He'll be open to answering it. And then you say something funny, and then they say something, and then you ghost them a little bit. Maybe they'll say something, and then you can reach back out and say something else, and then they'll respond. And they'll be like, "Hey, you wanna meet up for lunch and talk?" Now you're back in, Mouse. People really want to view my story, so I think it's legit. Cheyenne, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it so much. Just curious, how old are you? I'm 33. We have a daughter too, so we can't do no contact anyway. Yeah, when you have children, you have to do limited contact. I highly recommend, it's clear that you want them back, but if you're co-parenting with a toxic person, highly recommend taking it to emails. Make it as little intimate as possible. Make it purely transactional, like it's a business. Question: am I extra for telling my friend to tell her friend to not ask me any questions, or I'm gonna go off on her? Am I extra for telling my friend to tell her friend to don't ask me any questions, or I'm gonna go off a little bit? Savage Kania. That's a little bit extra. We don't need to be going off on people for asking us questions. I feel done with the whole thing, but I still care. But feel at the same time he has to go. I mean, unfortunately, he does have to go, and it's very understandable and human to still care. Just because someone cheats on us doesn't mean there goes my love switch. Like, you still love them. They just unfortunately didn't love you enough to respect you and not do that at the end of the day. But it has nothing to do with your love. You're still allowed to love somebody, but who cheats on you. But you have to love yourself to not put up with that. You know, you can't. We don't put up with cheaters. Like, that's so damaging to your self-confidence and your internal happiness, period, to stick around with somebody who would betray you like that so deeply. Natalia, hello. Enjoying my first healthy relationship after having anxious attachment issues is great. Moses Hernandez, that's awesome. So happy for you. Me too, it's wild, isn't it? Shout out to your first ever healthy relationship. Michelle, hello. Well, at this point, I would plan to casually walk up to him and say hello. Offer to spot him. I mean, yes, in a week, Mouse. If your plan is to casually walk up to him and say hello and ask to spot him, sure, in like a week. Give him a little more space. A little more space, since he's the one that called it off. Olivia, hello. But if he has a secure attachment style, 2 weeks is plenty of space to see if the door's open. So after a date, how long should I wait to not text? Mel, text the moment you get in the car. Text them as you're at the table. If they're your person, it doesn't matter. You don't have to play games. You enjoyed the date, let them know immediately. And if that gives them the ick, good. See you later. Didn't want you anyway. 33, how the fuck, anyway? I know, I'm getting so old. Is it hard to co-parent? I have no kids. I can't tell you if it's hard to co-parent. I would assume it depends on the other parent. Kevin, hello. How are you? Asking me more than 2 questions a lot. She asks my name and other stuff. Oh no. Look, Kania's actually love her for it so much. They want to eat Taco Bell at City Walk. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. What's your problem with Taco Bell, girl? Ayan, hello, how are you? I just want to get pizza from Pizza Rev. How are you, Mo? I'm fine, how are you? Also, I'm bringing Funfetti cupcakes with buttercream frosting. Don't ask what's in it, just eat it. Damn, girl. I mean, I feel you. If I make Funfetti cupcakes with buttercream frosting, and you're gonna be over here asking me if it's vegan, shut the fuck up, you know? I feel you, Kania. How the fuck does it matter? It's a Funfetti cupcake. Alex, thanks for being here. How are you, Hope? Sabrina, welcome. Guys always come back. Is it true or false? The person who does you dirty always comes back. The person done dirty does not always come back. KR, hello. But the person that hurt you always comes back. Always, 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 always. They always come back. I have a taste for pizza rolls. Like, even if they haven't came back yet, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, they always come back. The person that hurts you always comes back. Remind me never to take a cupcake from strangers. I will take cupcakes from strangers all day. You like Taco Bell, but not at City Walk. What is City Walk? Fabi, hello. Sereno, hello. They better not come back. If he's the one that broke up, not me, yeah, they'll come back. So beautiful, thank you. Dolce, hello, how are you? It's by Universal Studios, got you. Cute, thank you. KJ. The Taco Bell just doesn't hit. Thank you for the taps. Yeah, if he's the one that broke up with you, if he's the one that hurt you, he'll come back. Corino, thank you for the follow. Again, you might be 50 when they come back, but they will. They always do. They always do. That's the only proof the world needs of who was the toxic one in the relationship. It's always the one that comes back. It's always the one that reaches out. The person hurt, heals, they move on, they're indifferent, and they let go. The toxic person has to apologize. They come back, seeing how you are. There could be a forest fire in Virginia, and you live in Arizona, and they just want to check on you. They want to make sure the forest fire from Virginia didn't get to you in Arizona. Any excuse to reach out. They'll DM you when their dog dies in 15 years. They always come back. They'll need help with their new toxic ex, the new narcissist in their life. They always come back. You know, they called you a narcissist, but now their new person is a narcissist and they need your help. They always come back. Free cupcakes. What are those? Those sprinkles. Never seen them before. I mean, don't be if y'all are handing out free cupcakes, don't be diabolical. Okay, just make regular cupcakes. What kind of people are you? Thank you for the call. I appreciate it. They always come back. They always come back. How are you, Bella? I feel like that's basic behavior. They always come back, but they come back, you won't feel the same exactly. It's the best. It's the best when they come back. It's the best when they come back just all nonchalant, wondering how you are, and you're just like, I win, don't I? This is what winning feels like. We're at City Walk, like, what are you doing? Let's hold ourselves to a higher standard. How many exes have you gone back to check in? 0. None. I've never reached out to an ex to check in. 3 years together, supported him, cooked for him, took care of him while he was sick, and broke my heart. Damn. I had to make the decision of leaving the relationship. It's tough. It's tough to leave people that you love because they just won't love you back. It's the worst. It's the worst ever to love somebody so much and they just refuse. They just refuse to do it back. What about pizza rolls? We're not handing out free pizza rolls. This one, it gets a little weird. Hello from Northern Ireland. Baz Blue from Ireland. Thank you for being here. Anyone who dated a narcissist, I wish you a lot of healing. Hola, la catira. One's at like a good tone. Renato, how are you? From Northern Ireland, County Derry, the North Coast, the Giants, Causeway. I don't know what the fuck you just said. Shout out to Ireland. Shout out to potatoes. You know, I'm a little sassy. Hola, hello. Are exes and talking stages different in your book? Yeah. Talking stages are nothing. Where are you from? I live in California currently. I'm from Ohio. Pierce, thank you for the follow. You know, talking stages, there are no broken hearts. Dating, there are broken hearts. What if they go ghost for a while, come back for a quick minute, then go back to ghosting again? So if somebody goes ghost, then they come back for a little bit and then they ghost again, that means they ghosted you for somebody else. They came back to you to talk, see if you're still open, and then another person came around again. So it just means that they like you, but they don't like you like you. If someone ghosts, comes back and ghosts again, they like you, but they don't like you like you. Talking stage in situationships isn't a relationship, for sure. For sure. A situationship is closer to a relationship. I feel like hearts can break in a situationship. Hearts aren't breaking in a talking stage. Talking stages are whatever. You know, it's like, oh, I like you. Let's get to know each other. Oh, it went nowhere. Where a situationships are like narcissists who don't even pretend. A situationship is like a narcissist or a borderline who's not even going to pretend to be healthy. Like they're just not committing. You know, they will waste your time as long as you allow it, but they're not going to even pretend to commit. So we'll count situationships as a quote unquote X, but a talking stage, nah. I want to do a Euro trip and try to meet a British guy. That way his accent will make up for his looks. Eliza, I hate to break your heart. British girls love me. Okay? I've had dozens and dozens and dozens of British girls in my DMs. And the way they tell me how awful men are in the UK. that they all just want to go to pubs and have a little snug, as they call it. Whatever the fuck British people call it. They're according to the British ladies, the whole United Kingdom I was going to say Ireland. The whole United Kingdom island is full of douchebags. Sorry, girl. They're all a bunch of Aarons from Love Island. People are not genuine anymore. We were friends though, and then they decided to ghost. So you guys had a talking stage, but you decided they came back and you were friends, and then you had a talking stage, they ghosted. They came back and friend zoned you, and then they ghosted again. There's another girl. The way if you're my girl space friend and I'm in a relationship, I'm ghosting you. Out of respect. Sorry, but we're not friends anymore. The moment I get a girlfriend, we're not friends anymore. So if a guy asks you to go on a date, is a woman supposed to ask for the next one? I mean, Mel, you guys already have a second date going on. Now it's just a ping pong. Now it's just you like each other. When are you free next? At this point, it doesn't matter, girl. You're in the zone. It seems like this guy really likes you. Don't overthink it. Just enjoy that Indians game. He likes that you are yourself and you're outgoing and fun. You got this one in the bag, Mel. Don't overthink it. Just act like this man is obsessed with you, and never think otherwise. What about Italian men? I haven't heard anything about the Italians. Should I break no contact with my ex? It's been 2 days. No. Are you in no contact to move on, or it sounds like to get them back? If you're going no contact, meaning you were discarded, and you want them back 2 days, absolutely not. So no contact after a discard really depends on the attachment style. So I'll break down no contact for you all real fast. If you get discarded, you get broken up with, whatever it is, and you want to know when it's okay to break no contact for the second chance. If they have a secure attachment, 2 weeks, 14 days. If they have an anxious attachment, you can reach out to them tomorrow. Just kidding. An anxiously attached person will also be ready to go in a week or two. And also, honestly, probably tomorrow. You can reach out to an anxious person 10 seconds after they break up with you and they've changed their mind. An avoidant person, 30 days. Fearful avoidant will do the same. 30 days. 30 days if it's avoidant attachment style. 2 weeks if they are secure. If they're anxious, you can check in every day. See if they changed their mind yet. They probably have. Igor, hello. Like, the men in the US are much better. From the sounds of it, they are. I don't think you realize how small the UK is. Love Island. Can I pull you for a chat? They're just pulling you for a chat in the UK. What if someone always checks back in, but we're never in a relationship, just a talking stage? That means they want to fuck. Every time I hear Ghost, I immediately think of Ghost by Aquafina, the water. If you want a great guy, just go Canadian. I mean, shout out to Canadian dudes. They're chopping trees. They'll probably build you a log cabin. They'll make you nice flapjacks, probably. Some fresh syrup. Their bacon is fake, though. And they drink their milk out of bags. So consider that if you're going to date a Canadian man. Otherwise, shout out to Canadians. Brittany, hello, how are you? Not knowing, hello, how are you? Mel, hi. I am overthinking. You are overthinking. You are overthinking. Be confident. The more relaxed and confident you are, the better it'll be. Bars, facts. You have the worst luck? Well, you made your own luck, girl. You got this guy in the bag. Just keep being you. He clearly likes you. If you use cilantro, it's a red flag. 100%. Forever they're a narcissist. My ex was Canadian. Worst man I've ever... The worst guy you ever met was Canadian? Your ex was Canadian? Alright, we don't marry Canadians that go on business trips to islands. Eliza, remind me, what was the age gap of you and your ex-husband again? Just curious. I don't remember. That's like a curious, honest question. That's unfortunate. Jeremy is half Canadian, but then he grew up there. Aquafina, it autocorrected. She's a rapper and comedian. I feel like that name sounds familiar. How old are you? I'm 33. We were the same age, got you. So there's no age gap. Just a Canadian that goes on business trips to islands. Liz, hello. I'm disappointed in Canada now. I wouldn't expect that out of Canadian men. They seem like they would just be nice. Eh? My fiance is half Canadian. Best relationship ever. Well, I'm happy for you. What if they ghost you for 3 weeks? They start talking to someone else. See you, then want to talk again. It sounds like the person they were talking to instead of you didn't work out. And if you want to give them a chance, go for it. If you don't, that's okay too. His family was horrible. Also, people I met through him were horrible. Look, if a guy has no consistency, he's not into you, right? Exactly. Inconsistency is the biggest red flag. It's really the only red flag to look out for. I need to make a video on that because people are so worried about red flag this, red flag that. How do they talk to the waiter? What about love bombing? Blah, 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 all this bullshit. The only red flag that matters is inconsistency. Somebody who cancels on dates, Eliza. I'm not pointing out any fingers, Eliza. People who can't stick to a date that you planned that early in the relationship, somebody better be sick or dying, and it better be you. You better be the one sick or dying if you're canceling dates. Inconsistency. You're dealing with an avoidant attachment style. You're either dealing with a disorganized attachment, Eliza, or you're dealing with a dismissive avoidant attachment. Those are the inconsistent ones. They cancel plans. There's always excuses. They're always sabotaging. And here's the thing. Avoidant attachment style, every narcissist is avoidant. Borderline personality disorder, every borderline is disorganized. You're killing 4 birds with 1 stone, you know? You stay away from inconsistent people, you're not going to end up with a borderline, and you're not going to end up with a narcissist. I dated a Canadian once, and he was the nicest. Shout out. We're going back to Canadians. Shout out to the Canadians. They're winning me back. Manu, hola, how are you? His mom is just super by the Bible Christian, and I'm more of a free spirit. Well, Savage Kania, hopefully she sprinkles some holy water on you. My man's from Ohio, best relationship I've ever had. I've heard that Ohio's for lovers. I don't doubt that for a second. That your Ohio man is the best relationship you've ever had. He doesn't know you're a free spirit. Perso, hello, how are you? If a guy is Canadian or Pisces, nope. I don't even believe in astrology. I mean, Eliza, I don't believe in astrology either. But the way Capricorns are getting the axe from here on out. Capricorns are not for me. Also don't believe in astrology, but if I believe in a little astrology, the one astrology I believe in is Capricorns are no fucking things for me. New to the dating scene and recently separated, divorce in progress. I'm Canadian. Brittany, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. We literally made the plans 10 minutes prior. You still canceled. You made plans and canceled 10 minutes later. That's very unfortunate, Eliza. You deserve better. Eliza's the one that canceled, not him. Ale, how are you? Felicitas, thank you for the follow. I'm constantly sassy funny. Felicitas, how are you? Where you been? I just been here. You're a Capricorn? Probably. Harrison, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Dude, they're better from me. What did I do? Linda, how are you? Calling me out left and right. I know. I need to whip that fearful avoidance out of you, that disorganized attachment. Just neutral, not calling anybody out. Not gonna call anybody toxic right now. Can leave you hanging on a cliff, I sure will. If you notice a fear of intimacy inside yourself, work on that. That is the one thing that is going to keep you from happiness, period. Your fear of intimacy will keep you from happiness. It will keep you from healthy relationships. It will keep you from love. That is the biggest toxic trait you could have for yourself. I'm not even talking about for your partners, for yourself. The biggest toxic trait you could have is a fear of love, a fear of intimacy. If you're not comfortable being cuddly, if you're not comfortable being consistent, if you're not comfortable asking for help or giving help, work on that. It's going to keep you from happiness. That core wound is going to keep you from love. It's going to keep you from peace. You will forever sabotage good things. You'll forever sabotage good things, and you'll run towards bad things every time. Vargas, thank you for the follow. I know, Eliza, she's the opposite of toxic. Anyone that cancels plans, Eliza. Anyone that has disorganized, Eliza. Mobile Dork, how are you? You got that too. Talking about me and then talking about toxicity. What if the person is both? That's what I'm talking about, disorganized attachment. So, disorganized attachment is both anxious attachment and dismissive avoidance all at once. But the dismissive avoidant and fearful avoidant both have that fear of intimacy. And work on it. Work on it. Because I would rather you have a fear of abandonment than a fear of intimacy. Because a fear of intimacy guarantees nothing but toxic relationships. Guarantees it. A fear of intimacy guarantees toxic, narcissistic relationships. Because it's the only thing you accept. But if you can work on your fear of intimacy first, and now all you're left with is your fear of abandonment. Thank you so much for clicking my heart person. The antidote to fear of abandonment is just self-love. That's the easy thing to work on, is loving yourself more, not self-abandoning. So if you can figure out your fear of intimacy and not sabotaging love, but if you don't figure out how to stop sabotaging love, if you don't figure out how to stop running away from people who love you and thinking everyone's out to get you and everything's too good to be true and everybody has evil intentions, you're guaranteed nothing but toxic relationships for the rest of your life. I promise you. Toxic is orange like pallor. I don't know what that means. Delmy, hello. I'm awesomely a lot, but if the man can't accept that, you're awesomely a lot. But if the man can't accept that, then go find less. And you got yourself a nice Canadian man who wants your allotness. Feel like I'm in an AA meeting. Hi, I have disorganized attachment. You are, actually. You're in Avoidance Anonymous. I should start doing Avoidance Anonymous meetings. I haven't liked anyone enough to really run, though. I don't even get that far anymore. Yerbus, hello, how are you? From Peru. I mean, not getting that far is running, Eliza. You understand what I'm saying? You're sabotaging. You're saying, I don't even like somebody enough to run from them. That's called self-sabotage, girl. That's it. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follows, Sanji. Unless you're just saying I'm not even talking to people, period. More like hiding. Got you. I'll allow it. I'll allow that definition if you're just hiding from it and not putting yourself out there. But disorganized it's the hardest one to feel because you're dealing with both fears at the same time. And the avoidance and living in the avoidance fear feels so safe. It feels so safe to not care. You know? It feels so safe to be like, I don't need love. I don't need anybody. That feels so safe. But that's so sad. That's so sad to not have somebody you're genuinely excited to see, that you want to cuddle with and watch shows with and go on dates with and laugh with. You know, that's so sad to live in the state of I don't need anybody and I don't want anyone to need me. She hides in her house. Good morning from Jamaica. Well, hello. Thanks for being here. I'd go for it if I found someone I actually liked. Just haven't found my type anywhere. I know, that's why I always give the advice of attraction first. Because if you're attracted to them, I truly feel like you're less likely to self-sabotage if you're attracted, because you can at least have your attraction to them hold you down. You know, because if you're not even that attracted to them and they have a secure attachment, you're gonna be like, what the fuck am I staying around for? This person's boring and ugly. You know. They're boring and ugly. The fuck am I gonna stay here for? But if they're boring and hot, okay, now we're talking. Now I'll stick around for this boring, safe relationship that isn't pure chaos 24/7. Boring and hot I could take. Exactly. On paper, my advice is very shallow, but attraction gives you an anchor. Like, it does. It simply does. Like the way I'll put up with a little toxicity if you're a baddie, you know? If you're not a baddie, I'm not putting up with shit. Stacy, hello, how are you? Thanks for being here. Leslie, welcome. Chris Lee, thank you so much for being here. Like, if you're not a baddie, you could text me back in 1 minute, and I'll be like, you didn't text back in -1 minute. You're a little too avoidant for me. See you later. Chris Lee, how are you? I'm fine, Sarah. How are you? Yeah, thank you so much for being here. Handsome, well, thank you, Anna. How are you? Was there both avoidant and inconsistent? I mean, they're inconsistent because they're avoidant. Brian, thank you for the follow. These guys on the apps are sick face. Charlie, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it so much. Hello, Hannah. Yeah, you're just not attracted to anyone in your area, Eliza. No baddies for you to pull. Anita, welcome. Darla, welcome. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to go to bed. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you're new here, click the follow button. Follow me on Instagram. At SuperKen TikTok. Drop a corgi and I'll follow you back. If anything I've been saying to you tonight resonates with you, you need some clarity in your life, in your relationship, your past relationship, your breakup, book a phone call, book a FaceTime. Link is in the bio. They're all wearing old t-shirts, holding a dead animal in their photos. I wear old t-shirts sometimes. But, yeah, hunting. Hunting is giving avoidant vibes. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I love you all so much. Sweet dreams. Goodbye, everybody.